Well, it's easy to make up your mind when you don't have a whole lot of choices, but what happens if you do? That's when the game gets tricky, when you have so many different options to pick from. Well, today we're going to help break it down. Smartphones. What's the best choice? What's the best phone out there? We're going to do the number crunching to make it easier before you run out the door and buy a new smartphone. So it's a bit of a numbers game. It's going to be the LG G6, then the iPhone 7, and the Samsung Galaxy S8. So these are the phones that you may see in the stores, but how do you know what's a good phone? What about the camera features, the design, the durability, the picture quality, of course, the weight and comfort? Don't worry, we're going to break all of that down, make it much easier so you know which phone is the hottest trend. First impressions may not be the last, but it definitely leaves some kind of impact on your mind. It's the look to the phone that actually attracts you first, much before you even start to fiddle with it. And this is where the Samsung Galaxy S8 gets an edge over the iPhone and the G6. The phone's display beautifully wraps around the edges of the screen, which not only gives a larger viewing area, but also makes it look pretty attractive. While the back is somewhat standard, the overall design and comfort is definitely a highlight of the phone. The LG G6, on the other hand, looks premium, but it doesn't stand out when it comes to design. The large screen with narrow bezels and a good build definitely gives it a premium touch, but it doesn't make it stand out. And sometimes it also feels a little heavy on the hands. Alright, now coming to Apple. The iPhone 7 may have carried the 3-year-old design, but it does look nice. The build and the hold both go hand in hand to add to its score. Well, that's about it for design and build, but what about the actual display? Well, the way we say it, it is the second most important thing in a phone. Of course, design being the first. Alright, so comparing all of their displays, all three phones managed to leave us impressed. They not only produce good colors and high contrast ratios, but they're also pleasing to the eyes. Alright, so when it comes to design and display, this is what we think is going to be the best bang for your buck. Well, the Samsung Galaxy S8 wins it. It's got the best design and display, at least to what we think, followed by the iPhone 7, and at third spot is the LG G6. Well, no matter how good a phone is, for many, if the camera isn't up to par, well, the phone disappoints, with all that selfie action. We all know the mobile photography has made the phone camera an integral part before we buy. Alright, so without getting into too much technical details, let's go straight to the results produced by the cameras. Alright, we've tried their cameras in different lighting conditions. And here are the results. Clearly, the iPhone 7 falls a little short of its camera capabilities in comparison to the Galaxy S8 and the LG 6. The iPhone 7, though, captures detail, but at the same time produces relatively darker images. The Galaxy S8 and the G6's camera are way ahead of the iPhone 7's camera. The Galaxy S8 has an excellent camera, but not as good as the G6. The G6 brings to life true colors and generates relatively warmer photos than the S8. But the G6 and Galaxy S8 do generate rich details, but it's the G6 that appears to have better post-processing than its arch rivals, Samsung and Apple. Well, if you're in the mode for getting a smartphone for all that selfie action, you want a good camera, right? So this is what we think is going to get you the best pictures to make all of your friends jealous. It is the LG G6 that clicks the best pictures, just beating out the Samsung Galaxy S8, way ahead of the iPhone 7. So if you want the nice picture on Facebook or Instagram, you might want to skip the iPhone. Alright, good display and great camera, all fine. But what if a phone doesn't perform well? I mean, that's the whole point, right? Won't it be out of your list? Well, all that's on paper is not always a clear reflection of how a phone actually performs in the real world. And for the same reason, we used and abused all of the three phones for days to get to this fair conclusion. Okay, so it's been a smooth ride with all the three phones. While on paper the S8 is promised to be faster than the G6, none of them stuttered, they didn't slow down, during at least our review period. But in the battery tests, get this. The Galaxy S8 outdoes the G6 and the iPhone 7 by lasting for a little bit longer than the other two. Also, we think the Galaxy S8 has a slightly better software and interface than the G6, and despite being an old flagship Apple iPhone 7, it fares pretty well against the competition. So whether you made up your mind on which one, all phones are available for a little bit more than 50,000 rupees. There's a little bit of a difference, here and there with a few thousand in the prices. All right, we have got the results in. The number crunching has been done. These are the moments that you have been waiting for before you get out the door and buy that smartphone. These are the results. At number 3, third spot, it is the iPhone 7 coming in at number 3. Number 2, it was a close spot for the second spot, but it is the LG G6 taking in the number 2 position, which of course means at number 1, with a really good camera, battery life, performance, software. It's got a lot of good features. It is the Samsung Galaxy S8 taking in first prize when we compare it down to these three smartphones. So there you have it, breaking down the smartphone with these three phones. Hope you check it out.